Hey guys, Sid's here. Welcome to this special interview that I have with a very special person. Somebody I've known for many years. He's a presidential award winner. He's a renowned psychiatrist and a reformer in the education space. Somebody that I really look up to. And today we're going to be having a conversation on the future world, on many other topics related to education and making the world a much better place. So for me, it's a truly an honor and privilege to have with me the one and only Kannan Gireesh. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you so much. It's a great honor and privilege. And I think you're someone I connect very deeply, very spiritually also. I
Absolutely.
have a great bond with you. And I love the way what you're doing for this planet and the human beings. It's a great honor.
Thank you. I've been inspired by you. I remember the first event that you called me to. You were speaking to some 300-400 people in the audience, and I could see the transformation that were happening right there in the room. Like so many of these students were getting impacted. So Kannan, just tell me about what was your journey from being a typical psychiatrist to getting into the whole education and the reform stuff that you're doing. Tell us about that journey.
Okay. So this started where I was a very ordinary student in school. I was very good in sports. I was very good in dance. So these were my only two great qualities. If you ask me in school life what I wanted to become, I wanted to become the Prabhudeva. That was how life was. Then definitely Prabhudeva in the 95 and 96, I didn't have parents that would have accepted that. So they were like, that and all is good for people, others. Now you go study well and become a doctor. Then I got into doctor and also medical school. I also didn't know what was I going to do with medical school. It was like, okay, let's do surgery, let's do this. And there was this time in life that I finished my MBBS and I was a typical MBBS student, not that very extraordinary in studies. I didn't have a big purpose, vision. I'm going to transform the world. Nothing. It's very ordinary kid. And I think it was a time when I wanted to do surgery and become a cardiothoracic surgeon because I felt I had very good hands. At that point of time, there was a time when my dad came into my room. I was just going to join in the next week and my dad came into my room and in my entire room, my entire bed was full of books on hypnosis, self-help, transcendence and psychotherapy. And suddenly he looked at me and he said, are you really taking surgery just for the hep of taking surgery? I think as a psychiatrist, you might make a lot more difference. That triggered a massive spark inside of me. Why not? Why not psychiatry? And Sid, I didn't sleep for like 48 hours on the trot, where I was thinking like, psychiatry, and that's where I came to the final decision making that when you take surgery, surgery and you go to cardiothoracic, the skill and your knowledge makes a difference. You have the knowledge, it makes a difference. When you take psychiatry, more than the skill and knowledge, it's your humanity and yourself that will also make a difference. How good you are as a human being. You can contribute as a human being in changing lives. And that's where I made that decision. I should take psychiatry. And when I took psychiatry, it was total chaos. All my friends started distancing from me. Nobody wanted to be associated with psychiatry. Psychiatry, it was that Chandramukhi time, just that book had released. And people were like, oh, psychiatry means they'll look at ghosts and hearing. And I still remember the first time I went into the psychiatry ward, there was this patient who was looking at the wall and talking. She was saying, Jyotsana is there, Jyotsana is there. And I also looked at the wall, where is Jyotsana? The world of hallucinations, hearing voices and all that. And that was how my life was, So I was just thinking, okay, let's do de-addiction psychiatry and, help alcoholics. I was very good in helping alcoholics. My thesis study was impact of alcoholics on children, which was very well credited across the world. So I was more in alcoholic space. One child that came into my clinic said really changed my life. This boy was brought to me with hyperactivity and I wrote the medicine as attention deficit hyperactive. And the boy was about to leave when he looked at his mother and he said, Ma, you won't hate me, no, Ma. I really love you a lot. You're my life, Ma. I'm not doing this wantedly. It's just that something is going in my head. And I really felt at that time, our system of education does not support outliers. It supports the academically good mugpots predominantly, The ones who can cut, copy, paste are, they're like heroes in the annual days. Children like this who have enormous energy, who are put into a four walls, they don't have an outlet. These are the children who go. So I promised that day to that child that, you come back to me next week. I'll think about how I can help you, other than medicines.
Right.
And, I did a lot of work, learned everything, and I was eagerly waiting next week. Child didn't turn up. Waited a couple of weeks, child didn't turn up. And then I lost. I thought they would have gone to somebody else. 6 months later, I see the mom in the gynecology OPD. I run up to her. I ask her, ma'am, what happened to your son? You said you will come to me. And the mom said that she started breaking down, crying. And she said, the day she saw me, the next day, the principal called the boy and gave a TC. The father came home in a fit of rage and hit the boy very, very badly. And smilingly, this boy looked at the dad and said, Dad, everybody hates me on this planet. You're the only one who really, I thought, loved me. Now you also hate me, no, Dad.
Mm.
The dad just broke down. He hugged the boy and he cried apparently, and he said, "I'm so sorry. Let's, I will work this together." And then the boy said, "Okay, Dad, can I go play?" He has asked. The dad said, "Okay, go play." Boy ran to the fourth floor, got on top of the terrace, and from there, apparently, he jumped head down.
Mm.
That death said really shook me from within. That day, as a young psychiatrist on that ward, in that OPD, when I was standing, looking at the mother, the way she was crying, and I asked her, "Why did you come here?" She said, I want to try for another child. I hope the child comes again as another child. That's why I came to the gynecology." It really killed me, sir. It really killed that, And then I started to wonder how many children are like this brandished in our education system. Because whatever I do inside of a clinic, whatever counseling I give, if he's not being bullied in school, only it will work. If the school environment is conducive, only it will work. Yes or no?
Yep. Yes.
Environment, and if the school also encourages that boy to understand his depression and anxiety or his personality traits, then only it works. So that day I made a decision in my life. I didn't know anything about education. I didn't know anything about school owners, nothing. I made a decision, come what may. This will never happen. No child should ever commit suicide in this world. And that's where I made that decision. And I started deliberating with my friends. My friends said I was gone mad. Like a psychiatrist, I also went mad. And then I started to write. And then I remember my friend called Dheeraj. He's a cardiothoracic surgeon today. So we were both traveling in the car. We were looking at the name. I was saying life bliss, life expectancy, life happiness, what name to live. And suddenly he said, Kannan, what are you all about? You're telling children to live their life. Why don't you put it as live life? So that was how the name was born. And that aha moment, you get it. When you get a name that's just hits you in the head and like, wow, that's who we are. So that's how I registered my company in 2011 with a lot of interest and passion. And I thought that when I go with a laptop and a presentation, I did a program with Jack Canfield. He was the one who really mentored me. For 1 year, I worked with him in the US. That really changed my life. And the second person who really changed my life was Werner Erhard, the guy who did mark education. I'm a big fan of Werner. I still remember for 6 months, I was sitting in a room in my house, not doing any work, just reading the works of Werner and psychology. That's it.
Wow.
I remember my father and I had a huge fight, and he said, "What are you wasting your life? You studied 9 years and you're wasting your life reading books in the house. You can do so much." And I remember we had a huge fight that day. And that day I realized that, we have just one life, Sid. Just one life, The greatest asset is our time. But do we want to use the time living somebody else's dream or living our own dream?
Absolutely.
That day I realized that come what may, I'm going to make a difference. And then I went and met school owners, first college owners we started with. I tell you, everybody was so happy to see me. They're like, wow, wow, wow. The moment you make the offer, the face changes.
Yes.
You must be knowing that very well.
Absolutely.
And all school, and then I realized this hard lesson. Many people in education are used to receiving money, not giving money. They're not used to it. Nothing wrong with them. They're not. So the first person I started going in pitching and, with so much enthusiasm. And always I tell you, the first orders are very important in any business.
Yes.
To trust you in the beginning. And the first person was, I went to meet him at 9 o'clock in the morning. I waited for 14 hours.
14 hours.
At 11 in the night. And he said, "Oh, you're still waiting for me?" And you were like, oh my God. And then again, I got up with a lot of energy and I told him, "Yes, sir, I'm waiting for you." And then he said, "Oh my God, you come tomorrow. I will surely do what I can." And he was the guy who gave me my first order of 35 lakhs to do it in his college. One of the profound human beings. Till today, we are best of best buddies. He's
amazing.
The owner of SRM University,
Mm.
so Ravi. And he became best of best buddies. And one of the most beautiful things about these educationists is the moment they know you're credible and you're from the heart, they will support you to the core. They will support
Yes.
you. Human being. I think that's for any business. First, they
Correct.
will ask criticism, but when they know that you're from the heart and your intentions are just to serve and be there for the people through good and bad, they will be with you. So so I started with him. Then we went to Wales University, and Dr. Aishri Ganesh, who produces a lot of movies today.
Mm.
That day when I met him, he was fascinated by me. Fascinated. From
Mm.
that today, he works with us. He works with me. I'm like a family member for them. Then Dr. Tambidurai, the former Deputy Speaker of Parliament who runs St. Peter's University, he was one person. He trusted me. He gave me his entire college to work with. And that college became my research lab. That
Wow.
research lab, you start learning how to do training. So somebody is giving you your research lab. So he became my research lab. I started working with that research lab, work. In fact, how crazy I was. Every day I used to do three sessions.
Mm.
The morning will be 1.5 hour session with one batch. The
Mm.
same topic I will take it in the post interval session. Same topic I will take in the post lunch session. So you can use
Mm.
3 sessions with 150 audience in a day. Same topic. The same topic will run for 4 days. Monday,
Wow.
Wednesday, Thursday. So by the fourth day, I became master of the topic. Upward way, the topic came into my blood.
Blood.
Understanding? Now I did this for 8 months. Can you believe?
Mm.
8 months. I was doing this non-stop.
Which
And
year was this? Which year was this?
yeah,
Which year was this?
this was in way back in 2012 to 13. 12
Wow. Okay. 8 months, 3 sessions a day, every day.
stop, I did this. And that started, really, I started knowing when will
Mm.
a child laugh, how to make a child laugh, how to do the group exercises, how to do, really started going into that DNA, the DNA. For 2 years, I did that, 2 years, just worked with 3 to 4 colleges at that time, changed my life completely. And
Mm.
I think it was in 2014, 15 that I started to become very big. We started
Mm.
20, 25 colleges. And then the government of India recognized me, the Tamil Nadu government recognized me. And they said that after Amma's death, they wanted to do a project where
Yeah.
they celebrate NGR. And I started working with them. So my first audience, I still remember that meeting. There were all the ministers, all ministers, they were all
Yeah.
sitting. Ministers were on the left side, IAS officers were on the right side. Okay, all. There were around 50 people in the room, and they called me inside. The moment I came and kept my laptop, all the IAS officers, everybody looked like this. What? They got to listen to a kid? Who's this guy coming in and going to teach us? We thought it must be a senior. They're used to only senior people giving instructions.
Gray head.
I
Mm.
sat there, opened my laptop. I tell you, that was the most difficult 15 minutes of my life, because that's a do or break game. So I got out there full energy. I started speaking. And, when I finished at the 15th minute, their faces were like as though lightning had hit their faces. They
Mm.
were like, it was like pin drop silence. Silence. Can you believe it? All IAS, IPS. Because IAS and IPS officers are like, how could this guy talk like this to the minister? The ministers are sitting and I'm like full energy, making them do action. And then, they all just got up and said, I still remember the speaker got up and said, we are doing this. This boy is like dynamite. He said it in Tamil.
Mm.
Vedigundu Maravi. This boy will.
Was there an audience for that?
We started, the first audience was around 5,000 to 8,000.
Okay.
The next stage started increasing. Then was 15,000. Then we did Perambalur. That was around 22,000. Then we did Kanjipuram. Kanjipuram was our biggest audience near Chennai. We
Yep.
had 780 buses that brought in the crowd. We had around 42,000 children inside.
Amazing.
42,000. Unheard of in the history of Tamil Nadu. 42,000 in the stadium. And that really took me to a league apart, Almost literally all the cinema theaters showed me and everything. And wherever I go, I started getting recognized. People were like, oh my God, this is the guy who spoke on that stage. This is the guy who spoke. Oh, he came on the cinema screen.
Mm.
That was a defining moment where people started taking me seriously.
Mm.
Defining, because till then they were thinking, oh, psychiatrist, he's working in colleges. That's it. The real impact of what I created was on that thing. And that really shifted our journey completely, shifted my journey completely. And that was when in 2017, I was recognized by the Honorable President of India because WHO did a study on that and they honored me with the Award of Excellence. I still remember when I take that Award of Excellence from the President. I mean, it was so nervous, said that, in front of me was Apollo, PC Reddy's daughter. She was getting award. Second was, I think, another huge guy who was accomplished. Third was me, the young fellow, And I got up and, Pranab Mukherjee was the president and he gave that award like this. He put it on my hand and my hands were shivering that I didn't catch the award. I went 5 lines before. So he's holding the award and I'm holding down. And he looked at me and said, "Doctor, can you please hold your award?" Can you imagine on your big stage, you're not even holding. That was the nervousness, getting it. And then I got it and came down. I still remember when I came down, there was the Surgeon General of the army. He was standing there. He came up to me and said, "I don't know what you do. I know we've seen your work. They've seen the videos and all that." And they said something very profound. He said, for me as an army soldier to get recognized by His Excellency, it will minimum take 30 to 40 years of work as an army to get a battalion or a recognition from His Excellency, Commander in Chief. You have got it at this age. That means by the time you come to my age, you should do something phenomenal in your field.
Wow.
Better.
Amazing.
I had tears in my eyes. I had tears and I went there and I just hugged my wife and we both had tears because my wife had been a big support for me and she had gone through a lot, because of travel and all. We just had tears and that was my defining moment,
Amazing, Kannan. What a journey. What a journey. Yeah. I mean, from being a typical doctor family to that moment of that suicide, changing the complete trajectory of your mission and purpose to really reform the next generation, to you going full on. And I mean, what I can see is like you are on this mission right now. I mean, to really transform. Tell us about the mentors who have actually helped you. Like, I know you're a spiritual guy, spiritual background. How have those elements influenced you on your path to success? Because I know everyone has some power that comes from which is beyond them. Tell us, let's talk about that.
200%.
Yes.
So I'll tell you about my spiritual journey. You're asking about my spiritual journey, right?
Yeah, your spiritual journey and the mentors who have influenced you, even the gurus and mentors. Yeah.
So spiritual journey started way back in 2000. Okay. How it started was in 2000, I was suddenly out of the blue, I and my friend decided we'd go and pray. We'd go and pray in a temple. So it was a college day and both of us decided we will cut class and we will go and pray, So we went to this Kanjipuram temple. There was that Varadaraja Perumal. So we went and prayed there. And the idea for praying was we should get a good wife, Joke that both of us had. And then on the way back, we were, that time there was this pager. You remember pager in the early 2000s?
Yes.
We were making ringtones for pagers, right? So this pager had this very idiotic concept. That means if you're not in the class, the college will send a message to your parents saying, "Son missing." Son missing. Many times it is this typist, Sometimes they will change the M into K.
Gone.
And everybody will go bonkers. So we were very scared that any message would go. So on the way back, we were coming, I think it was near Padapai, the Padapai area. And on the way back, the road was going up, down. At one portion, the road went down, up, and there was no down. So my car ramped into the edge of the bridge. My body was thrown out. My face got smashed onto the hot tar road. The roof of the car fell on my head. And for 3.5 meters, I was just rubbed onto the hot tar road. The whole car blew up into flames. My face smashed on the road. The entire right side of my face is gone. And the other half of the roof is lying here. And the whole car was in flames. So when the people from outside came and pulled me out, they pulled me and threw me into the paddy fields. And when I got up into the paddy fields, my face was itching. I took like this and took it out. So this entire skin that you see here came off in my hand. And that's when I realized my life will not be the same again. Then I had to go through multiple surgeries and I had to go to multiple transformations. And when I was lying in the bed, like literally I saw death so close. With, the doctor was saying I may not even survive with the hemorrhage. At that time, I remember my mom coming and telling me an astrologer 5 years back had predicted this accident. And she showed me the book. And I was fascinated. Wow, how accurate. She had given a 60-day window where this would happen. And exactly at the middle of the 60th day, on August 8th, it happened. And I was fascinated. I got goosebumps. I was like, wow, Then I was thinking, why do we need to pray to God? Might as well pray to our astrologers. Might as well pray to our astrologers. So that started making me go on a search on the true meaning of life. So if there is somebody who has predicted it, can destiny change? That's where I remember I was having this book called Life Positive. I don't know if you've heard of this book. This is called Life Positive, which used to come. So there was this one page where a photo of a man was there, you know. When I looked at that photo, I felt something from that photo go and hit me. It's a photo of Bhagwan Nityananda. Not this Nityananda Swami here, but Bhagwan Nityananda from Ganesh Puri. It's near Mumbai. Okay. So it was this Bhagwan's photo, and there was this particular person who was teaching a spiritual healing process on Bhagwan. So I went and I met that person. His name was Shivananda, Avadut Shivananda Baba. That's today the Shiv Yoga. He's very famous. So that time he was just starting out on his life. So I started doing a lot of meditations with him. That really changed my life, Sid. Really changed. In fact, that brought a whole trajectory shift into who I was as a human being. I started to look at life as a place that we can serve people, you know. Then over a period of time, he taught us a lot of Shambhavi meditations, a lot of very intense meditations. There is where I really felt the actual bliss of life, you know, where that I we need to go beyond who we are. And then from there, I met another guru by name Mr. Kavirajan. He was a very, very famous deep meditator of Gorakshnath, you know, Gorakshnath of Gorakhpur. He was a very deep person. So he taught me a lot of powerful meditation techniques to go deep inside a human psyche. Those helped me a lot with connecting with people. So and then what happened was, I started to become a kind of a dual, you know, this Onion personality, the movie Onion personality. So I started having a group of friends who know me only as a spiritual person, group of persons who knew me only as a psychiatrist, group of persons who knew me only as the other Kannan, the fun and all. So I was like living 3-4 lives at the same time. So depending upon how you come to me, that's what you will get. So if you are connected with spirituality, you will be fascinated with what I talk on spirituality. If you come with me based on business or equity, then I'll talk to you only that. You know, I will not talk the other side. So I started living those 3 lives, and I think that was a very big unition inside of me, you know, because I got everything satisfied. Even to this day, I have that as a support. So if you talk spirituality, Sid, I have a whole group of people who help me in my spiritual.
Amazing.
Business, I have a whole group of friends who talk to me about business. So I started living this dual, and that was made a huge impact in my life. Then slowly Werner Erhard, he made a very, very impact. He speaks about a very powerful concept, Sid, which really shook my life. He said, truth, truth believed the lie. Truth believed is the lie. That means truth believed is no longer the truth, but your expression of the truth. It's your opinion of the truth or your perception of the truth. It's no longer the truth because you've already put your belief into it. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
Truth need not be believed. Truth is truth. That's reality. You know?
Got it.
It shook me because we always put our beliefs into all the truths. You know? We smudge it all and we get different opinions. When you look at truth as truth, that's reality. That's where you start seeing what your life is all about. Absolutely. So the reality and your opinion of reality are two different things. So that shift happened in my life in 2010. And I tell you, I had the most greatest experience in my life of spending 6 days with Werner. He's now very old. So that time he was around 70s. He had come to India. That was the last time he came to India. We had a program in Panchagani. I still remember the way he taught the program shifted my trajectory of life. Wow. And one of the statements at that time, I still remember from the Vedas. I had this quote always from the Vedas. Between birth and death, your only best friend is your conscience. Hurt him for whomsoever, whatsoever.
Amazing.
It shook my life. And I'm like, you need to be truthful for your conscience. Many people live dual life. They think their lie, nobody knows. The lie is recorded inside them.
Yes.
It knows. Conscience knows. And you kill your conscience every time you are inauthentic. That shook me a lot. The second statement that really shook me from the Vedas is a very powerful statement. The day you're born, Your only reality in life is that you will die one day. That's your only reality. And death is your only end. There's no other end for anyone on this planet. So the moment you know your end, and the fact that you're not going to take back anything in your end, why don't you start giving and living and loving and being with people?
Awesome.
Why complicate it? Why complicate it? That shook me, Sid. That shook me. And that's when I realized that yes, death is our biggest reality. And then I even remember Steve Jobs who said that statement on that. He said, if every day you live as though it is your last, one day it will be your last, but that day you will not have any regrets.
Regrets. Amazing statement.
You will not have any regrets. And that's where I started living, trying my best to live as fully as possible. And the last part of my spiritual journey for the last 6 years, 5 years especially, has been largely impacted by Sidra Jaffrey. So I just crossed over. Phenomenal. I mean, she rekindled a spirit inside of me, which I was not rekindled for a very long time.
Amazing.
I still remember the last spa she did in December. I and her, we had a one-on-one conversations, and we were talking about death. And I was talking about death. And at that spa, when we were taking the group photo, Sidra did something which she said, she held my hand and she said, Kannan, when you become famous, you will not forget this, Sidra, no. I had tears. I was like, what are you talking, Sidra? You're going to be there. Are you going to planning to leave the world or something? And Sidra, she didn't answer me that question. She just turned. I didn't know why she asked me that question. And I think she's one of the greatest souls that I have ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she really changed my life, brought my family together, gave a new spiritual meaning to my own life. And I think that was a very, very, very deep and intense part of that. And the last part in my spirituality is one thing, Sid, that I'll always say. I did one meditation called Antam Yatra. Okay? Antam Yatra means your last journey. Okay? Meditation I had done way back, I think it was in 2004-05, during that period, in Rishikesh. So this Antam Yatra, it's a very deep meditation where you see your own cremation. They take you into a trance and they cremate your body. Literally, they burn your body. Okay. So once your body is getting burnt, you have this kind of a feeling who's standing around you in your body. Who are the people who are looking at you in that body, and what are they thinking? That really started to change, that really started to change my ego in life, It just struck me down so much that I started to feel that, oh my God, that's the end. Why all this drama? Why hold on to resentment? Why hold on to all this? Why? Enjoy the flow beautifully. And in fact, yesterday, one of my friends was sharing with me, one of his patients has got coronavirus, and he's lying on bed. My friend is, he's in the ICU with that patient. He's treating that patient. And the patient, my friend was going to intubate. Intubate means they're going to put the tracheostomy inside. They put him on artificial ventilator. So before they put him on artificial ventilator, this man asked for a video, phone. And he asked for my friend's phone or his phone. And my friend took his phone and gave. And he recorded a video of his will. And he was crying so much, looking and telling in that phone to his wife, sorry, I didn't live my life fully with you. Spend more time with you. I could have done so much more for you. Sorry, please forgive me. I don't know, I'll see you again. Please forgive me. And he was crying. Many times I've seen this. I've seen death myself. I've seen a lot of patients who die. At the end of the life, it doesn't matter whether you owned a Mercedes-Benz or a Jaguar car. What really matters is, did you serve people? Were you in deep relationships? Did you really live a meaningful life to your soul? All of the rest is add-ons to your life and your happiness. But that's not what life is. Life is those simple things. And I think this corona has taught us that to the whole planet. Simple joys in life. Be happy with simple things in life. And that's something that I always live by, Sid. I always live by it. I always live by it. Even if my wife shouts at me also, I'm happy. She's loving to me also, I'm happy. I have that kind of
equilibrium. Yes.
This was not that 8-10 years back. But right now, I have that because life has taught me so many lessons.
Amazing. Guys, if you're watching this, just type powerful in the comment box. You can see what a powerful personality Kannan is and the life experience that he went to. Now let's shift gears. Now I want to understand more about the education system. I want to get into this space because now this is your mission. You have a lot of work to do in this space. You're already doing a lot of work. So give me your perspective on now the coronavirus has happened. It is now the world as we know it is changed forever. It's not going to be the same again. So tell us about your thoughts on the education system and where you see it going in the post-corona era.
So education system will, in my opinion, will change. It has changed a lot. It will change a lot. It has to change a lot because there is no way it can be without changing. So way back in 2017, 17, we signed up with Dr. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits, and we took his curriculum into schools. So we are the largest holder in India. We started with one school in 2017. Today we have 75 schools across India I work with, personally I work with and coach. And what I have found in my experience of working with these 75 schools, almost we have 1 lakh students that we work with, 4,000, 5,000 teachers, is that there is a huge conflict in Indian education between the old school and the new school. The people who set the curriculum are all people who are senior teachers or professors who studied in school in their 70s and 60s. So a person who studied in 60s and 70s in schools would have studied in an era where there was no technology, where they go in buses.
Yes.
So the world has changed so much. So they have this whole old school of thinking that they don't want that curriculum to go out. And then there is this new school of demand that's coming in, online, technology, and so many different things that's coming in. And now there is a shift in the two, which do you delete to add which one, Which do you delete to add which one? See, like for example, in engineering education, which is going down a lot today. A lot of people say that engineering seats are going vacant. Simple thing, they teach transistors in first year. Come on, transistor. Transistor is gone, audio cassette is gone, CD is gone. Now even Bluetooth is gone. They're doing it in sharing software. Still they teach that. So I feel very sad. And the second thing I feel very sad in the sector is also there are a whole group of teachers who probably would have studied at the at the 70s and 60s. Now they're finding it tough to readapt to today's generation. Now, thanks to Corona, they don't have a choice. Thanks to Corona, they don't have a choice. So what I feel personally, is our education system, we need to be very truthful on that reality. Our education system was created by the British. It was created by the British for a simple reason that they wanted disciplined human beings who will not question the norm, who will follow orders, who will look at English in awe. These were the agenda in which they set that system. And if you see today, many schools still have all of this.
Yeah.
You shouldn't question the norm. You should be disciplined. You should do this. You cannot do anything innovative. Just have to cut, copy, paste what is being told. Whatever is English is supposed to be off. Whatever is local language is not that off. These were all brought in by the British. Why? Because they wanted us to be their disciples forever. Come back to today's generation, okay? They have left us 69 years back, almost 60, 70 years back.
Right.
Still we sit in awe at that education system. Are you getting that? I think it's high time we readapt, relearn, reinvent ourselves. And what you're doing, the kind of online stuff you're doing and all that is phenomenal, Sid, phenomenal. That is what should be education. And I'll tell you the simple example, Sid. I'll tell you a simple thing of the difference between why our system has not much entrepreneurs as compared to an American system. I was in the US. I travel all around the world. I speak in all organizations. So there was a time when I was in the US and I was going through all the best schools in the US.
Okay.
There was a statistic said, Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Listen to this. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, okay, Elon Musk, okay. All three of them have something in common. Do you know what's it? All three of them. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk have something in common. All three of them. You know what? They all started their first business and earned their first money when they're less than 15 years old.
Awesome.
Less than 15 years old. They earned their first money. Bill Gates earned his first money when he was in 9th grade. He was selling software to IBM when he was in 9th grade. Can you beat it? 9th standard kid. Why? Because the education system gave him that leverage. His parents gave him that leverage. So he was able to do enormous amount of work when he was in school as compared to such that when he went into Harvard, he knew more than his professors. So studying in Harvard didn't make sense to him. That's why he dropped out of Harvard.
Correct.
People think you drop out of Harvard, you become billionaire. No, he had more knowledge than Harvard at that time because he had already done his work in school. Same with Mark Zuckerberg. He started his first company in school. In fact, if you see Facebook, it was called Face Smash.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
created that to defame his girlfriend. Then when he saw the idea in a different format, that changed his life. But what allowed him to jump out is his confidence level that was created in school. Are you getting?
Yeah. Yes.
Our children don't have that confidence level because we have not given that freedom to explore to our children. It's same with Elon Musk. You know, there's a beautiful story. I think every parent must know that story of Elon Musk. Elon Musk mom was such a giver and such a trustworthy woman in the sense she used to trust her children even if they make a mistake. And look at this heights. Elon Musk goes to a university to study. She drops him and comes back. Okay, she's coming back and she's entering the house. As soon as the door opens, her daughter puts a paper in front of her and says, "I have mortgaged this house for money for my business." Now imagine if you go to your house and your son comes to you or daughter at 17 comes to you and says, "I have already sold out the house. Please sign the papers for the sale. I'm using this money to start my business." What will you do? What will any Indian parent do? They will get a heart attack. They will blow the book. You know what her mother did? This is called how parents should trust their children. She just signed it and she says, "Do all the best, daughter. Let's go find a new house."
Wow.
Change
Trust.
Life. That's the trust. See, parents should trust and believe the worth and potential of their children. Then only children can start showing that. Are you getting that here? Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Otherwise, children can never show that. Unless you tell them their worth and potential. How is that possible? If there was no Ajrekar, how would be a Sachin Tendulkar? If there's Ramakant Ajrekar, there was no Ramakant Ajrekar, how would be a Sachin Tendulkar? So if a child has to know his worth and potential and genius, it is we as a society, as educators, as teachers, as parents who have to tell that to them. And that is something I saw in all three of them. All three of them. Even in Steve Jobs. When he dropped out of college, his step-parents didn't say anything to him. They said, "Okay, we trust you, you will do something great." I've seen this, even your story said, it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You failed. Your parents trusted you. Your grandparents trusted you. They allowed you to explore. Because you explored, you found out your core purpose. I'm telling you, Sid, my mentor used to tell me this one statement so beautifully. He used to say, the world's richest place is the graveyard. You know why? Because that is where millions of people with great ideas, great talents, never did anything is lying over there. That's the richest place.
Powerful.
And I always tell this to people that, in education, please understand, start looking for patterns in your children. What's the greatness sparks that they are showing? Then give them enormously more in that area. This is my theory.
Awesome.
Give them enormously more in that area to see whether it is just a passion or it can go on to be a persevered passion with a lot of fire in it. I use a statement called fire a lot. Everybody watching it can write this down. Fire. I always say this. Having passion is great, but you need to have fire in the belly. Fire.
Yes.
I have an exponential for fire, FIRE. It's called fierce, intense, resolve to excel.
Awesome.
Fierce, intense resolve. That means you have an intense resolve that you will excel beyond your wildest imaginations in that act that you're doing. That's where that goes into, you start going into the next league apart. And I think if children can be taught that, so I would say as a parent, give a lot of exposure to your children, trust your children that they will do good. Maths mark alone is not everything in life. So I would always say this, choose your battles in which you want to fight with your children. It's not that. It's all about them learning, them dabbling, them failing. When my daughter failed, I think 6 months back, she got very low marks in maths. I was celebrating because I was so happy she's learning how to handle failure at that time, so that by the time she becomes big, she becomes well-versed in handling failure. Are you getting that?
Yeah,
That's more
absolutely.
important. I think we should also celebrate failures of children so that that becomes a learning lesson for them, so that they realize and start invoking. And I always say this, in our schooling system said, we don't have reflection.
Mm.
Reflection means we don't ask the children feedback about how we are teaching as teachers, of how
Correct.
we are doing as parents. In fact, I would always say every parent, go up to your child and ask, on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being very bad, 10 being superb, and 5 being average, how much would you rate me? You will get a real feedback. And I
Yeah,
think that's where we start looking to see how we can improve ourselves to the next level. I think
absolutely.
with this corona that has happened, Sid, I think world is going to change. Online is going to explode.
Mm.
Self-directed learners are going to rise.
Self-directed learners. Mm.
Self-directed learners, that is, who can learn on their own, disciplining their own mind and
Mm.
focused learning, that's going to kill it. People who
Awesome.
want others to be around, they are going to vanish. Because
Mm.
now they're all going crazy. I don't have my team, I don't have that, I don't have this. Listen, the world is changing and the world is changing very, very fast. In fact, when I talk to my friends, it looks like the lockdown could go on up to minimum 4 to 6 months at least
Yes.
in different phases. Even if they open up for 10, 20 days, we'll again have a surge of cases. Again, they will go in for shutdown.
Correct.
Go in wave pattern. So it could be something, unless we find a vaccine or a cure, which looks at least a year, year and a half. This is going to be a every 2 month, 3 month phenomenon. In fact, everybody speak. Yesterday, I was on a call with the chief minister of Maharashtra and with the education board, and all of them are saying the same thing. It looks like it's going to go down, it's going to come up, it's going to go down. So things are going to change a lot. Things are going to change a lot, and you need self-directed learners who can learn, unlearn, relearn very fast.
Fast.
Very fast. Fastness could be the thing. No more that you have
Survival of the quickest, right?
survival of the quickest and the fittest and the smartest.
Smartest.
Three.
All three.
Quickest, fittest, and smartest. Because you need to be really fit also in today's generation.
Yes.
In
Yes.
fact, I have done more exercise in the lockdown than I've done in my entire lifetime. Every day. So now you need to start reworking yourself and redoing yourself. What is it that you want to do and how is it that you're going to survive? A lot of industries will not survive. Let's take it from me. A lot of industries will not survive. A lot of jobs will perish. A lot of jobs will perish. In fact, a lot of real estate, like you had a video on that also.
Yes.
A lot of real estates will start going down. In fact, people have started discussing why buy houses and have EMIs for 25 years. Why not rent it and use the money to buy gold or something and, have it as asset which you can change any
Liquid.
day. Yeah, you can have it as liquid asset. Now, people have started thinking that. People are reworking on that. So that means a lot of industries might perish. A lot of industry people who have taken great loans in certain areas, we're going to have a big time on that. We're going to really have a tough time on that. So I think really unlearn, relearn, keep learning fast, and it's going to be survival of the fittest, smartest. So that's where I'd like to conclude by saying Corona has taught us adaptability is the key.
Yeah.
Innovation is for our survivals. And if you want to accelerate, you need a lot of fire in your belly.
Absolutely.
You cannot say
Awesome.
I'm 50 years old, I have never done this. Hello, sir.
That's over. Past does not matter.
Your mind of a 15-year-old and start working on it. That's it. You need to have that fire. It doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. See, I am what? I am now 39. And you should see the number of books I'm reading today. The number of books I'm reading in the lockdown. I'm like going all out and reading in the lockdown. Why? Because I want to skill myself. Because I know now things are changing. We're doing everything online. Thanks to you, you've really inspired me to go online. And we have done almost around 35 sessions online in the lockdown itself. We're going very big on online. I'm really wanting to work. And I'm trying to get my focus onto online. And because, see, you need to know how to serve. If the world is changing, then you have to change.
You have to adapt. Yes, yes.
And I think survival of the adaptability is the key. Adaptability is I think if one thing I can inspire all of you all, please don't waste your time because that's your greatest asset. Corona shall pass, but nobody knows when. So till then, use your mind beautifully.
Yes.
Like the
Awesome.
and sow the right seed in it, so that when the seed becomes a fruit, you'll be at the right place at the right time.
Awesome.
And
so,
before we finish, I have a theory with me. Any successful man said, any successful man on the planet, okay? These 5 things will work. Okay, 5 things. This is my 5-thing theory, I always say. That person has to be at the right place at the right time. This too is not that. Absolutely, you will not be able to reach anywhere. Third thing, even if he's at the right place at the right time, he needs to have the right knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, See, so many people are at the right place at the right time, but they don't have knowledge about online. So they can't use it. That you're lost it over there. Now, many people are at the right place, right time, have right knowledge, but they don't take any action on that knowledge. So it's as good as simplicity.
Yes.
So have knowledge. And last, I would say, even if you are at the right time, right place, right knowledge, and you take the right action, you need the last element, which is the right attitude. The attitude to learn, attitude to give, the attitude to unlearn, the attitude to receive feedback. I think all of that is important. And when you have these 5 that clicks, you're in it.
Amazing, Kannan. If you guys have been listening to it, I want you to type in the comment box what are those 5 points that Kannan mentioned. Yeah, Kannan, I want to get into some fun element. Okay,
Sure.
we covered some very deep concepts, but I want to. I have prepared like 3-4 questions to make it fun.
Okay.
First question is: do you still dance?
A lot.
A lot. Okay. By the way, Kannan was an amazing dancer in his school days. Tell us about that part. Yeah. You were an amazing dancer during school days, right? So tell us.
So it started in 6th standard, where we studied in a boys' school called Don Bosco. So there were no girls in that school. So the father picked me as the boy who will dress as a girl.
Girl. Okay.
My first dancing experience was as a girl. So I danced with a song called Margo Margo from Vetri Vida. So that was the second dance I did was Lala Kudol, Da Bhima, Kannan Gireesh, Prabhudeva. Standard was Chikkubuku Railu, all as girls.
Okay.
I became the biggest girl in my school, and I started getting proposals from 9th standard.
Okay, interesting.
I decided that I need to change that and become a boy in dance. And then from 9th standard, I started dancing as a boy. So 9th, I think I had a chance to dance with Prabhudeva on the stage when he came as a guest to my school. So we did a 1-minute gig together, both of us together. 1 minute.
Nice. I've seen you dance during the Success Gyan events of you, like blazing the stage, man. I mean, I was blown away by your energy. Amazing.
I would say that if I had a little more opportunity, probably if I was in the US or something where there was more opportunity for dance, I would have taken dance as a career. Really taken dance as a career because I really love dance. And now in all my programs, I bring in dance. I bring in
some way or the other. Nice.
And I think, many people, I always say this for depressed patients and depressed people who go through tough times, enjoy it. It changes your life, See, if I sit like this, and then I go like this and I start dancing, you put up music, because they say your state changes your life.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think dance is my child. It's my inner child. It'll always be me. In fact, I always say this, if there's 1 hour to live, say 1 hour to live, half an hour I will spend in dance.
Dancing. Awesome.
It's my expression of life, just love it. I just love it. Nothing is there also. I will put music, I'll dance myself. My whole energy comes up. So all my bathroom sessions are also included with dancing sessions.
Next one question. Do psychiatrists need psychiatrists?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I agree that psychiatrists need psychiatrists. Psychiatrists also need us to, because many times you don't know your black spot, right? You don't know your blind spot. So my blind spot can be seen by someone who's right behind me.
Behind you.
Always. I think every human being needs, and psychiatrists need even more. So I have a lot of people who help me, a lot of spiritual work that I do, a lot of work I do. I have a lot of people who I just brainstorm with and take out all my, ideas and all that. So yeah, everybody needs a relief person. Psychiatrists need it even more, for sure.
What are your hobbies? What do you love to do besides the work that you do?
Dancing is the biggest hobby of mine. Very, very big hobby. Then reading books is a very, very big hobby of mine. I love reading books, reading concept. Now it's gone more into audio and watching videos.
Yes.
I used to read a lot. And then I have this very weird hobby, a stick hobby.
What is that?
Can you see the stick here?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's some stick. This has started with me from the day I know myself. So maybe 1 or 2 years. I always have the stick like this, and I keep doing like this. So I just keep playing with that stick like this, and I keep imagining about what I want to achieve, or something in life, and I keep imagining, and I'll be like, it's like my dreamland, So my wife and everybody tells me that if I have this stick for 24 hours, that is enough for this fellow. Doesn't require it. And I actually am like that. If I need this stick, is more than enough. So like, say for example, I read about Mahatma Gandhi, and I will I will just have this stick and I'll imagine how would have Gandhi handled this issue? How would Gandhi? So it's like, I live that life of that person with the stick. But if you
Wow.
don't take the stick, then I don't have that imagination. So this is like a kind of a trigger for me.
It's a trigger for you. Yeah.
Trigger
And
for
you're
me
like, you're probably like Harry Potter. You're
Harry Potter,
manifesting it.
exactly. In fact, I did a lot of meditations and found out why I have this. And one of the meditations that came very deeply was in one of the previous, maybe my ancestors' birth or something, we were into Buddhism, you know. So, you know,
Okay.
have this kind of a thing that goes like this.
Yes, yes.
So that's where I exactly do it in the same format. And I felt a lot of connect with that. In fact, one school owner also bought me that Buddhist thing and gave me as a gift.
Okay.
This jar instead of this. So this is
Wow.
the biggest stress buster. You know, this one thing, I cannot be without that. Everything else
Awesome.
is fine, but that I cannot. That's my biggest hobby.
Interesting.
My biggest hobby, spirituality, meditation. That's my very, very, very deeply that I really love doing it. But dance, this one, nothing. And then my biggest hobby is hugging my daughter also.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Next question, this is the last one. Okay, so if you were chief minister, what will you do?
I will change education.
Awesome.
I'll tell you 5 things I will do as a chief minister. One, I will make English mandatory for every student in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
And I will make Hindi mandatory. Because of that one thing that Hindi is not mandatory, our people are not able to go work in any other state.
Correct.
But along with Tamil has much importance. So Tamil, Hindi also should be known at least conversational level.
Got it.
3, I will bring technology into education.
Mm.
A lot of technology into education so that we build the confidence of the child.
Yeah.
What I will do, I will build leadership values in the children so that children can believe in themselves.
Mm.
And mandatory, I will make workshops for parents also.
Yes.
Parents also need to unlearn and relearn their views on education based on the changing paradigms. And I think, because I truly believe if education changes Sid, everything will change.
Yes, definitely.
Everything will change. Being working on the board of many universities and working with governments closely, I truly, you know, I know I'll be sued for this dialogue that I'm going to tell right now, but I choose to tell it for a simple reason that I feel many people in the government and the politicians feel if the dumb are dumber, they can be the boss. So if the dumb have thoughts, then they can't rule, right? So I think the main thing that we as a society should do is change our education system. Because once that is changed, everything will change after that. Health awareness will come, health will change, corruption will go down. See, in fact, if you ask me that, you know, as a chief minister, one thing that I really do is bring law into education.
Law and education.
Yes.
And you also I remember you were saying even law, martial art also you're mentioning, right?
Law, martial arts, very important. So every woman knows to self-defend himself.
Yeah.
Talk about rapes. I really wonder, why can't you make martial arts mandatory for all girls in our country? No man will dare try to rape a black belt girl.
Yeah.
So that's the one, martial arts, law. Third is finance.
Finance, very important. Yeah. Money management.
Money goes, how mutual funds work, where to invest, where not to invest, how does that whole system works, venture capitalists. That should be there because that's not about the survival to start a company or whatever. Fourth, I'll always say is cooking. Cooking is an aspect that's very neglected. I think every human being must know to cook because health is a big calamity today. You know, foods we eat and all. So health education on what food, what oil to eat, healthy living, they learn it after they get diabetes. Because so much of years of damage has already been done, you know. So I think health and cooking healthy must be part of the system. Rest, and I have this theory that what can be learned easily in Google, please don't test it in the school. Don't put an exam on what can be learned in Google 10 times and then make this child have this belief that he's a superstar. Come on. It's available in Google. 5 minutes the child will learn. Yesterday, my daughter was taking a class about Ashoka Verma to me. And she saw it in a 5-minute video on YouTube and she beautifully spoke it to me. What is available there? Let's not spend too much time. Let's learn. See, whenever in a system, I think we should do as a chief minister is not to look at today, but not to look at 20 years from today. You know, 20 years from today, what will happen? That will change. In fact, my granddad worked with the former chief minister, MGR. Yeah. Neurosurgeon. Still remember one story. I'd like to say the story and end with that. See, MGR, there was a time he gave this free midday meals program. You know, this midday meals program where children can have food free in government schools. Yes. Many children went to school only for that midday meal. including our revered Mr. Velumani of Thyrocare.
Yes.
In his speeches, he said he went only for that food. There are so many entrepreneurs and people who went only for that food because they don't get any other food in their house. And when that act was coming, the government didn't have any money. So what happened was around 100 business people came to MGR and said, the amount of money you're going to spend on this the free meals, why don't you give it to us entrepreneurs? We will create factories, we will create hospitals, we will create hotels, and we will generate that income. And once we generate that income can be used as taxes for this thing. MGR listened to their entire theory and he said, very simple. All right, but my people are starving today. What can you do for that? My people are starving today. What can you do for that? I'm going to do it. And that was the biggest revolution. Today, the whole country is following the same model. And I think today, as a chief minister, I think if I can be empathetic to people, understanding their pain and giving them an answer to their solution and not doing just freebies, but start looking at long term, how long term we can build a state, that will be something that I would really love to do.
Awesome answers. And I truly wish that you get on that space in your next avatar and really transform India. Yes.
5 years down the line for sure. And I truly believe that before my breath leaves this body, God is using my body for a purpose.
Yeah.
That purpose, I truly believe, is that every child should get the same quality of education in this country.
Yes.
That
amazing.
Mark my word, you will see a revolution in India that you've never seen before. Never seen before. If a driver's son and a billionaire's son can get the same quality of education, the same confidence, the same skill building, the same self-esteem, the same leadership quality, you will see like a Barack Obama, you will see thousands coming out of India. Thousands.
Absolutely.
I think that's the revolution that I really dream. And I'm really, truly believing that God is using my body to do that.
Awesome, Kannan. Truly an honor and privilege. This was a power-packed interview. If you guys have been watching this so far, please share in the comments what were your big takeaways and learnings. Please hit the share button. Share this with as many people as you know, because the kind of nuggets that Kannan shared here these are like lifelong principles. And he's truly on the forefront of this whole education reform that's happening. He's helping so many people there. And I think this message needs to go out to each and every one. So please share this video. Once again, Kannan, thank you so much. And it was very, very inspiring. And looking forward and wishing you all the best on your mission to change the society, change the world, make the world a much better place. Thank you so much.
I'll conclude with just one statement.
Yes, please.
Live life, for life will not wait for you. Love life, because people will not wait for you. Learn in life, because else your mind will rust. The last but not the least, when you close your eyes for the last time, ask yourself, did I live a life that is meaningful to the world? That's what will make it better. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
Thank you.